Oh, g'day and welcome to the Amateur Economist. I just wanted to read you a little article I found this morning by Harvey Jones, and it says it'll wipe out every dollar in the world. New crash fears as 80 trillion goes missing. So we'll just run through this article. This warning does not come from some headline-grabbing doomsayer, but arguably the most respectable financial body of all, the Bank of International Settlements. So that's debatable, trendsetters. This is a body of central bankers based in Basel, Switzerland. And maybe that's where they get the Basel III Accord, but anyway, we won't talk about that. The BIS is known as the central banker's banker, so it's like the head of all the criminals, the big boss above all the other dons, you know. An umbrella body for August institutions such as Bank of England. August institutions? I'm not sure about that. US Federal Reserve and European Central Bank. Its researchers can predict financial crisis 3 years in advance using machine learning to aggregate predictions from different models. I don't think so, guys. You've never been able to predict anything. Now they are warning of a crash at the scale of which we've never seen before, with a staggering 80 trillion, that's US, or 65 trillion pounds at stake. To put that into perspective, the global financial crisis was triggered by the collapse of Wall Street investment bank Lehman Brothers. Well, that's debatable too, but anyway, in September 2008. That was the largest corporate bankruptcy in US history, but its debts totaled just 619 billion. That is less than 1% of the sums at stake today. And I'll just pause there because I do say to people, hey, this is 100 times bigger than the 08 crisis, what we're coming at. So these guys starting to predict something that we're already in. You know, they haven't been listening to Peter Schiff, but never mind. One global financial expert contacted by the express.co.uk, which is the entity I'm reading this from, said a hidden corner of the finance world has been stretched to an unsustainable point, leaving the world in a dangerous position. It is yet another sign that global finance has got far too big for its boots, leaving the world at its mercy. And for those of you who follow these things, we all knew that the derivatives market was absolutely out of control. And a derivative means a derivative, doesn't mean the real thing itself. So but we won't go into that today either. Millions of pensioners could miss out on this cash boost worth £400 as they do not know they are eligible. As the cost of living crisis continues, Britons on low incomes are urged to claim all the benefits they are entitled to, as it could be vital in the upcoming months. I mean, you've dumbed down the population, you've lied to them, told them that if they pay their taxes, you'll look after them like little babies. And where are we? Where are we going to be? Sorry, we lied. Default. The threat is lurking in the foreign exchange debt swap market, which is so complex few understand it, and there is little control over its workings. Reuters reports that pension funds and other non-bank financial firms have more than 80 trillion of hidden off-balance sheet dollar debt in FX swaps. BIS described the FX swap market as a blind spot that risked leaving policymakers in a total fog, the latest BIS quarterly report said. A Dutch pension fund or Japanese insurer could use borrowed dollars, then lend them as euros or Japanese yen before later repaying them. The FX swap market has a history of problems, including fund freezes, both during the financial crisis and again in the early days of the government shutdown, before the Federal Reserve raced to the rescue. Terrifyingly, the 80 trillion plus hidden debt estimate is greater than the total stocks of US dollar treasury bills, repo and commercial paper in circulation combined, the BIS said. Now the repo market is a repurchase agreement where they do swaps overnight. It's all gobbledygook bullshit, crap, rubbish. None of it's real anyway. So it has grown from 55 billion to 80 trillion in a decade, with daily FX swap deals totaling a massive 5 trillion a day. This is 5 trillion fake dollars being exchanged a day. It's all debt and it has to grow because we're in a debt-based currency system. So these guys are saying, look out, we're just about there, and we definitely are. I probably don't need to read anymore. That's enough for this morning. So just a quick update that we're, the Chinese market's falling to bits, the whole country's falling to bits, the systemic, poison, well, actually the cure for the disease is slowly seeping into the veins of the patient. And the disease is all these derivatives and all this fake currency out there. The debt-based currency system is the disease, and the cure is coming. So we can call it a crisis, but like the Chinese have one word for the same thing. Crisis and opportunity is the same word. So this is a coming opportunity, but they will call it a crisis because it's the old system collapsing that should have happened in 08. They bandaged it up, put a band-aid on the cancer, and let the cancer totally engulf the patient. The world is full of monetary heroin. It is totally addicted, but its heart is failing. So we're either going to overdose and wipe out, which would be, kill the patient. That's okay. We'll start with another, system. But either way, like, we're in a debt-based currency system, so there's no way out. There's either more debt or default and start again on a sound money system. So this is the start of the return to gold and silver as being the ultimate medium of exchange, store of value, and currency in all the markets, interchangeable with all other goods and services. We're going back to a sound money system. It's just painful on the way for this horrible, criminal, corrupt shit that we have now. See you on the next one, guys.